An image from the old world. Looks like some kind of building in front of sheer cliffs. The image is incomplete. But maybe if I line it up exactly with where it was taken, my focus can fill in the rest. I don't think that's right. I better keep looking. It looks like the building in the image might have been near a river. Maybe there used to be a bridge nearby? I think I'm out of range at the vista point. I gotta try again. I could try to line up the vista point image again. I should be within range. Okay, let's try this again. That building looks like it's in front of some sheer cliffs. Been spotted. I'm back in range of the vista point. I could try to find where the image was taken. Okay, let's try this again. That building looks like it's in front of some sheer cliffs. Vista point image. Gotta stay in the right area. better. I'll take this. Okay, let's try this again. Looks like it's in front of some sheer cliffs. Looks like the building in the image might have been near a river. Maybe there used to be a bridge nearby? My focus lost the Vista Point image. I must have moved too far. Ready. Looks like the building in the image might have been near a river. Maybe there used to be a bridge nearby? There. That should be enough wild meat for Milduf. Pretty sure I'm close. Ruins of a bridge. There it is! Huh. Completing the image unlocked a data file. It looks like these Vista points were made by... Miriam Technologies. That was Elizabeth's company. I wonder if I can find more of them out in the wild. Javad said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry. I should see if there's anything in the back of the valley. Dead bristleback by the falls. I'll check it out. Dead machines. And a trap. Looks like someone's been trying to keep this trail clear. Okay, I think I have enough bitter leaf. An old mine. And a lot of broken trees. It's like a stampede went through. Is this where the bristlebacks came from? But how? Unless this cave leads out of the Daunt. I need to get off this thing and walk. Okay, let's see where this leads. The old cart tracks collapsed. It looks recent. Guess I'm not going that way. There's smoke from deeper in the mine. An explosion? Bristlebacks. So they did come through here. They must have gotten trapped. I'm gonna have to take them out before I can look around. Better take a look at where the smoke's coming from. There's a lot of smoke. Looks like mine. It's pretty. There's a lot of blaze down there. There's enough blaze here to blast a mountain open. And there's a note on one of the barrels. This note's addressed to Olvend. Looks like this mine was supposed to be shut down. He must have gotten greedy. Kept blasting deeper into the mountain. I should let Javad know what I found. So Olvend was secretly blasting in the mine, trying to squeeze it for all it's worth. Until Bristleback stampeded through. Maybe the explosions blew a way open? But from where? The dead Bristleback down there? Cart tracks must have given way under it.
right. Our prayers will be answered. We must be patient, vigilant. Our path will be... Please, leave us alone. We have nothing for you.
Well, where these people are, I guess they want to be left alone. I'm called in to learn how to run machines.
Be welcome, Elven.
Not again.
Walked it off, huh?
Ignoring me again?
Savior, what news do you bring?
Picked up the Bristleback trail. By the quarry. Looks like they stampeded.
The mine? How could a herd of bristlebacks come from there?
I'm not sure. But Ulvin's workers were using explosives to tap the tunnels inside.
For the love of Dawn, I told him it wasn't worth the risk. Those tunnels, they run for miles underground, even beyond the Daunt. No, you don't think...
That Ulvin's blasting opened up a passage from the other side?
Perhaps. Yes, perhaps. If this is true, we need confirmation. An inquiry. So thorough, so irrefutable, endorsed by the Savior.
All right, I'll keep looking. How does blaming the Karja for the Bristlebacks help Ulvin get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but Chainscrape is all gears and rust and bad ale. Claiming that the Karja loosed the Bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the Mad Sun King. And with the Bristlebacks bringing work in the valley to a halt, Ulvund has plenty of time to pick at barely healed wounds.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless the concession is signed, you won't have a choice.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King. It was an honor. Is an honor, I mean.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Ulvund blasting hot air all the time?
Ulvund's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. Now, I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
I need to go.
Of course.
If I'm gonna find out where the bristlebacks came from, I need to head further west. Another reason to get the embassy going?
Nice to see you too. Good. How goes it, Hammerhead? That one hurt. Run your little hearts out, you hear?
This is why we get along so well.
Not that this flaming slag heap of a town ain't got its
Heard the knock.
charms. This is probably the best beer to be found outside of Clay One.
Came to unwind, Nora?
Say your piece. If my boss sees me standing still, I'll be out of my act.
Thought Nora stayed in their sacred land.
Shop's closed, Red. You're welcome to use the workbench. Best I can do.
Ignoring me again?
What? Slowing down never hurt anyone.
Aloy.
Come to revel in some strike, sister? Let me set the board.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh? Don't worry about it. I'll go easy on you. You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you in luck then? I got an extra set, a Tanakh original straight out of the Forbidden West. Sit. I'll run you through it in a hot spark. I'll give you something special if you win it on my boards, too. All right, let's start off simple. The Tanakh like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy. We each get a set of pieces. Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each machine is worth a different number of victory points. And to win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines. It can be tricky remembering the details of every machine, so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that number on the top right corner? That there is how many victory points you'll get for destroying that machine. Notes also tell you how far a piece can move, how powerful their attacks are, the distance they can strike from, and of course, their health. Okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play. I'll explain the rest as we go. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, I'll let you go. Usually you get to choose which pieces to set on the board, but this will do for now. Pick up that machine piece to your right, and move it forward. And remember, each machine can only move a certain distance. Take a look at your notes if you need a reminder. Easy enough, huh? Now, Perfect. There's not much else to do for now, so just best end your turn so we can keep going. You have to end your turn there, Red. We're forging onwards. Let me move my pieces here. And we're back to you. This time, why don't you try attacking one of my pieces? Try with that machine on your right first. Now move the piece close enough to it. When performing an attack, you'll be testing your machine's combat power against the opponent's. A machine's combat and its own attack. This board only has and your current machine has 2 points of attack power. So in total, your machine's combat power equals 2 points. Since my machine isn't the one attacking, it has 0 points of attack. And just like your machine, it's not affected by grassland terrain. So right now, the difference in combat power between the two machines is 2 points. This means your machine can do 2 points of damage to my machine. Did you get all that? Knew you were a smart one. Finish up by attacking my machine. Not pulling any punches, huh? Now grab that second machine. See how your machine can't move close enough to attack mine? You can make your machine sprint. Try it out. Downside to sprinting is that your machine can no longer attack. Now, overcharging lets you attack after a sprint, but it will damage your machine's health by 2 points. So use at your own discretion. Let's try doing that now so you can see what I mean. That's about it for your turn. Now, I'll let you in on a neat trick. That machine of yours, the one closest to me, grab a hold of it. Same as in the wilds, machines have both armored points and weak points. You can see them marked on the pieces. Blue shows where their armor is thickest. Hit them there, and you'll do some damage, but not a lot. Now, red shows the machine's weak points. Hit those, and you'll deal a mighty blow. Here, let me show you. Rotate that piece so your machine faces mine. Now let that machine have it. Off the board she goes, and there's your first victory points. You don't have 7 of them yet, so let's keep going. Go ahead and move downwards towards my remaining piece. You've already attacked a machine and moved your piece, but, and by the look of your machine's health, you'd be sacrificing your piece to defeat mine. But overcharge your machine to attack mine. Ain't that a thrill? Now, because your machine was knocked out at the same time as mine, we both get the victory points our machines are worth. Good news is, since you're the one attacking, you're gonna receive your victory points before I do. which means you can reach the coveted set. That's why sometimes losing a piece can be the best way to end a game in your favor. Now, you'll notice you didn't get quite up to 7 victory points this time, but you did destroy all my pieces. That means you're the winner! That wasn't so hard, was it? Just remember to always check for the best terrain to attack from. You'd be surprised the advantage you can gain over an opponent like that. I know it saved my behind in a game or two.
I'll try and remember that.
Oh, before I forget, these are all my spare pieces. I want the Savior of Meridian to have them. It's a small set to be sure, but it should be enough to get you in on any strike games you find out there. You might even fancy looking out for them strike carvers. They've got all kinds of unique pieces that can turn a game in your favor, though they'll need the right materials to craft you one. Or you might find them in the wilds if you're lucky. You know, I've lost my fair share of pieces after a night of machine hunting or brew hopping. No need to thank me. Always a pleasure to help out new strike players. Now, if you feel like playing a real game, I've got plenty of other boards. I could even teach you a few more tricks if you're up.
Thanks.
I knew I'd make a strike player out of you yet. How about this time I tell you how to use a board's terrain to your advantage? This one's got all the different terrains you can encounter in a game of Strike. Knowing when and how to use them can mean the difference between victory and defeat. Terrain mainly affects your machine's combat power. As you know, when fighting an opponent's machine, you compare its combat power to yours. The higher your machine's combat power, the more damage you can do. So finding the right terrain is an essential strategy for overpowering your opponent. Here, I'll show you. Grab that piece to your left and move. Now let's take a look at your machine's combat. Combat power is the sum of a machine's attack power and the value of the terrain it's standing on. Since your machine is attacking, it's using its 2 points of attack power. It's also standing on forest terrain with a value of 1 point. Add those together, and your machine has 3 points of... My machine is standing on grassland terrain with a value of 0 points. It's also not attacking, which means their attack points aren't in play. So my combat power is 0. This means your machine can do 3 points of damage. Go ahead and test it out. There you go. Now, choosing the right terrain doesn't just improve your offense. It can also help defend your machines from attack. Grab your other piece and place it in front of my second machine. Since it's standing on grassland terrain, this terrain has a value of 0. This means your machine's combat power adds up to 2 points. My machine can't use their attack power since they're defending their position. But they have the higher ground. They're standing on forest terrain, which is worth 1 point. This means my combat power adds up to 1 point. Now, the front of my machine is colored blue. This means that the spot you're about to attack has armor protecting it, which means my machine gets an extra point, giving it a total of 2 combat power points. If we compare the combat power of both machines, you'll see that you won't be able to do any damage. Whenever you're unable to top an opponent's combat power, you can still choose to attack and break their machine's defenses instead. Go ahead, try it. Ha, see? When you break a machine's defenses, you can knock it backwards. Sure, both our machines will receive 1 point of damage, but knocking my machine off that terrain makes it more vulnerable to attacks. Not only that, if my machine had been blocked from moving backwards, it would have received an extra point of damage. And if my machine had been blocked by another one of my pieces, that machine would have received damage as well. That's why breaking a machine's defenses is a great way to deal damage to several pieces at once. Useful, right? Okay, now go ahead and end your turn. All right, as we've seen, the higher the terrain, the more it'll add to your machine's combat power. However, there are two other terrains that work a little differently. This is what we call a chasm. Only flying machines can be placed on those. But it'll take away 2 combat points if you do, so be wary. This is marsh terrain. Landing on it will take away 1 combat power point from most machines. It'll also keep your machine from moving for the rest of the turn. Here, let me show you. Grab that machine on your left. Just move your machine to mark. See? All you can do now is wait for your next turn to move again. Or you can overcharge your machine to get out of there. You can still, well, I promise it'll all come in handy next time you play. Here for more tips? Why don't I tell you a bit more about the pieces we used to play? In a normal game, you get to choose which machines you place on the board. Each one is worth a certain number of setup points, and you can spend up to 10 assembling your army. Knowing what each machine brings to the game and building an army that matches your strategy is the key to becoming a machine strike master. When assembling your army, there are a few things to keep in mind. First and foremost, you can never have more than 4 of the same machine on the board at the same time. With that in mind, most players would choose machines based on how far they can move or how much attack power they have. But a real strike player will be looking at a machine's type and skills. Let's take a quick look, shall we? Pick up that machine on your left. All right, let's talk about the different ways in which a machine attacks its opponents. In other words, its machine type. If you look at your notes, you'll see this machine here is a melee type. You can also tell by the shape of the base the piece stands on. A melee-type machine attacks the first enemy within range, and no one else. We've seen this plenty of times, so just move that piece forward so I can show you some more stuff. Great, now grab your other machine. Looks like we've got ourselves a gunner-type machine here. This means they'll only hit the farthest enemy in their attack. Let's move that machine forward and end your turn so we can take... End your turn so I can show you the... Let's go with this piece first. This is a ram-type machine. Attack an enemy with it, and it'll push the piece backwards. Like this. See, now my machine has taken over your machine's spot on the board. This is a great way to take the advantage away from your opponent if they have the higher ground. Looks like we have one more piece to look at. Now this is a beauty of a piece, a dash-type machine. When it attacks, it'll move to the end of its attack range and damage every machine in its path, including your own. So make sure you take a good look at the board before you send it off to the races. You should also make sure it's able to finish its attack on an empty spot. Otherwise, you won't be able to attack at all. Here, I'll show you. Look, it even rotated your piece. A nifty little piece you'll definitely want in your set. If you look at your notes, you'll notice this particular machine has one of the skills I mentioned before. There's quite a few of those, and we haven't even looked at all the machine types yet. But I'm pretty sure you've got more important things to do, so I made you a list. It's got all the tips and tricks we talked about, too. I think that about does it for now, so if you want to play a real game, just let me know. Let's play! get serious. You're up, Red. Thank the forge you hit armor. A single machine left? That ain't good. I'm up. That was brutal. My turn. I won! Oh, but I'll play you again if you want. Here we go. Board's all yours. Okay, let's see. Your move, Red. Just one piece left. One less piece on the board. That's the game. You up for a rematch? Here for more tips. How about this time? Knowing terrain mainly affects your... Indigit here? Okay. Let's do this. Time to make my move. Your turn. You got me down to one piece. I am impressed. That's it for me. Oh, I thought I had that one. This is gonna be fun. My turn. That's it for me. Whoa! Got me good. I always get nervous when I overcharge my pieces. Time to make my move. Ah, off the board it goes. I'm up. Looks like you're down to one piece. Gotta say, your odds aren't good, Red. Feeling daring, are we? Oh, I won! Probably shouldn't sound so surprised, huh? Good luck. Your turn. Time to get serious. Your move, Red. Okay, let's see. Knocked right off the board. You're just hammering down on my pieces now. Well, that's done now. Well, that's done now. Ah, off the board it goes. Board's all yours. That was brutal. Time to make my move. You're up, Red. Now that was a game, even if I lost. Let's do this. You're up, Red. My turn. Your move, Red. Hey, I like that piece where it was. I'm up. Knocked it right off the board. Your turn. One less piece on the board. Time to get serious. Knocked it right off the board. Well, that's done now. Okay, let's see. One less piece on the board. That's it for me. Taking a risk, huh? I'm up. Guess luck's not on your side today, Red. Here we go. Time to get serious. Board's all yours. My turn. Your turn. off the board it goes. Time to make my move. That was brutal. Okay, let's see. Knocked right off the board. Off the board it goes. My turn. Board's all yours. Time to make my move. That's it for me. Time to get serious. Yes! Guess luck's not on your side today, Red. Let's play. I'm up. Your move, Red. Okay, let's see. You're up, Red. Oh, seriously? Okay, let's see. Well, that's done now. Board's all yours. One less piece on the board. Come up. That's it for me. Time to make my move. You're up, Red. That was brutal. My turn. Your turn. That was a surprise. Time to get serious. Your move, Red. Well, that's done now. Ah, off the board it goes. Time to make my move. Oh, I won! Probably shouldn't sound so surprised, huh? This is gonna be fun. Your move, Red. Okay, let's see. Board's all yours. Oh, bold choice. One less piece on the board. That was brutal. That's it for me. Fearless. Time to get serious. You're up, Red. Knocked right off the board. That was brutal. Knocked right off the board. Come up. Your turn. Just one piece left. That sure dampens the forge. Now that was a smart move. Time to get serious. I got a tough fight ahead of me. I won! Oh, but I'll play you again if you want. Don't be a stranger.
Knew you couldn't resist some good company.
Whatever ale you recommend, please. Yeah.
Proper survey of the valley.
Takes more than that to keep you down.
You call a few squiggles on a piece of paper.